Hey, what's up there, YouTubers? Edgeman Synergy, welcome to you guys here today with another unboxing video. So today we have in the very collectible and highly limited in its print run From the Vault Realms. So this product is in from abugames.com. Their link is down below where you guys can check them out. And also there's a link to where you guys can actually purchase one of these From the Vault boxes. So for you guys that are unfamiliar with the From the Vault series, each box has a theme and 15 cards. All 15 of them are foil. In this particular box, 7 of the cards that are included are printed with a new artwork, which is pretty awesome. So with each box, there's a theme. For this one, it is lands. So the box includes 15 lands that had some kind of significant history in Magic the Gathering and tournament play and stuff like that. So we're going to be cracking this open and we're going to see just what all we have inside. Now, I'm both a collector and a player of pretty much all the Magic the Gathering formats, so for me, I'm getting both value out of opening this to have my cards that I'm going to be playing in different formats like Legacy, Modern, and also EDH, mainly EDH. But ultimately, it's just cool to have these cards. They are pretty hard to find once they stop printing them, and it's just kind of cool to have foil and new artworks of cards in your decks. So we are going to take a look at what we have inside here. So the box opens up. It has that little flap right there. It also has the main cover here that we can open up, and it says From the Vault Realms on the left side. And over here we see the Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, Maze of Ith, and the awesomely new Dryad Arbor with the new artwork, which just looks very, very awesome. So we are going to close this and open it up and see what all it includes inside. So close this box and put it off to the side. And right there we can see the Tomb of Yawgmoth, Maze of Ith, and Dryad Arbor a little bit better. We also have a spin down die at the top, and behind we also have a little pamphlet about the history of the cards and why they became famous. Just kind of a little brief rundown on things. So we're gonna grab this. I'm just gonna plop this out of the box. So yeah. It has a story behind each card and why it became so famous, and it opens up into a whole big and elaborate thing. But each one of the From the Vault boxes comes with one of the little inserts that talks about why each card was included there and its history. I've actually opened up all of the From the Vault boxes except for the Dragons one. I have some experience with opening these on up, and they're actually on the channel as well for you guys to watch if you're interested in seeing what the other From the Vault boxes look like. But I'm going to open this on up, back on up, and see what all we get here. So we have the spin down die that has the Realms symbol, and it has all the numbers printed on here. It looks pretty nice with the gold numbering. So we have that spin down die, and then we have our groups of cards here. So we're going to carefully take these out, and we're going to take a look at them by packet. So each one of these has that little tab that you can tear off. So we'll take a look at the Maze of Ith pack here first, because I really like Maze of Ith, and it's pretty nice that they redid Maze of Ith. They did a promo, a judge promo of Maze of Ith, but I like this one just the same. I think it looks pretty awesome. Okay, so I want to be careful with these because they are worth a decent bit of money. Just mainly the Maze of Ith out of this set. So we have our Maze of Ith here first. So tap, untap target attacking creature, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to and dealt by that creature this turn. So very awesome card in both constructed and some just kind of casual play. I know personally it's going to be going into my EDH decks because Maze of Ith is just very, very awesome. So we're going to put that up there. From there we have Forbidden Orchard, so another card that is pretty good for EDH. So it taps for 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, and whenever you tap Forbidden Orchard for mana, put a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token onto the battlefield under target opponent's control. So with this card, it's kind of fun with EDH because you start making allies with people whenever you start just giving them 1/1s. So people are a little bit more inclined to not try to kill you if you're playing a huge multiplayer game. But Forbidden Orchard is definitely really nice. It taps for any color of mana to your mana pool, and it's just a really fun card for EDH. So from there we have Glacial Chasm. So the Glacial Chasm is just really, really nice. Cumulative upkeep of paying 2 life, and whenever it enters the battlefield, sacrifice a land. Creatures you control can't attack, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you. So this card is really nice for being able to combo off things. It buys you some time. The cumulative upkeep is a little bit high. I mean, paying 2 life, but a lot of decks have used it in the past, and it's a really fun card to play around in both casual and stuff like EDH. And like I said, that's where most of these cards are going to be going, but the Glacial Chasm is really, really nice, and that artwork is just so amazing. I think the best thing about these From the Vault sets is just that you get some exclusive cards that have really, really nice artwork that you can't really find anywhere else. So we have that. From there we have Grove of the Burn Willows. So this is another card that became infamous in Modern whenever people were playing around Punishing Fire with it. So it taps for 1 generic mana to your mana pool, and it also has a tap ability for adding green or red to your mana pool. Each opponent gains 1 life. So Grove of the Burn Willows is another card that has new art for it, and I don't think the artwork changed too much, but it's still very nice to have a premium foil looking Grove of the Burn Willows here. So very, very nice looking. From there we have High Market, so taps for 1 generic mana, and taps sacrifice a creature, you gain 1 life. Now, I wasn't around when High Market was first being printed, but it's another card that has a very good ability to it, being able to sack and gain life. And again, that artwork just looks really nice, all foiled out. So that was the Maze of Ith pack that we have here. Now we're going to take a look at the Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth pack. Alright, so we're going to get rid of this, throw that off to the side here. Alright, so Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth. Each land is a swamp in addition to its other types. So Urborg is another fun card, whether you're playing it in constructed formats or just casual constructed formats where you want to have a widespread source of what you're going to be able to create in mana. So Urborg is definitely really nice, but again, EDH for me. I'm sure other people will use it in other competitive constructed formats. From there, we have Ancient Tomb, so the Legacy players' kind of favorite thing as far as anything goes out of here. That and a couple of other cards, but Ancient Tomb is definitely really nice for Legacy, and I like the new border around it. I actually own a couple of original Ancient Tombs, but it taps for 2 generic mana to your mana pool, and it deals 2 damage to you. So it's definitely a nice way to accelerate along as far as generic mana goes and play a little bit ahead. But just looks really nice and really crisp looking where it's redone with the new border and the foiling out. Then we have Bosiju, who shelters all. So it enters the battlefield tapped, and tap, pay 2 life, add 1 generic mana to your mana pool. If that mana is spent on a instant or sorcery spell, that spell can't be countered by spells or abilities. So definitely another really good card in Constructed, and has had a really good history of being played in competitive. and it's just really tremendous to be able to have your instants and sorceries just resolve without being countered. And again, another another good EDH card. It's just all the win with Basuju. And then we have Cephalid Colosseum, so another legacy awesome card. So it taps for 1 blue mana to your mana pool, and it deals 1 damage to you, and it also has Threshold, and 1 blue tap, sacrifice it, and target player draws 3 cards, and then discards 3 cards. Activate this ability only if you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard. So Cephalid Colosseum has become very standard with playing Dredge decks, and I myself play Dredge in Legacy as well. It's really nice to have a cool looking Cephalid Colosseum like this one, and I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for more copies of it, but it just looks really nice and really crisp here again. Then we have Desert. So Desert adds 1 generic mana to your mana pool, and it can also deal 1 damage to target attacking creature. Activate this ability only during the end of the combat step. So Desert is another really flavorful card. It definitely looks really nice. I believe this was the promo artwork that they had for it, because Desert was printed as a promo before, if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't around when Desert was first being printed, but it was definitely another flavorful card, and it's definitely nice amongst the casual crowd. So, yeah, Desert, and now we're going to take a look at this last pack here with the Dryad Arbor. Now, Dryad Arbor is it just looks absolutely amazing. I think this is one of my favorite new arts out of the entire From the Vault Realms set. So I'm going to try and open this. There we go. Alright, so Dryad Arbor, the very interesting card. It is a 1/1 land creature, and it's a forest dryad. So the nice thing about this card is that it can be searched with Green Sun Zenith for 0. So you just pay the 1 green and you're able to search for the Dryad Arbor. And I think that's where a lot of its play and kind of comboing goes off with the Dryad Arbor. So it's definitely another card that a lot of Legacy players are going to be looking into, trying to attain the new artwork for this. But Dryad Arbor is just really awesome. I definitely think they really hit it home with doing this new art for it. From there, we have Murmuring Bosk. So, Murmuring Bosk is a forest that also taps for other colors. So, it taps for green mana on its own, and as it enters the battlefield, you may reveal a Treefold card from your hand. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. But other than that, it taps for white and black with its other ability, and it deals 1 damage to you. So it was an interesting card that allowed Duran the Siege Tower to be played, and it made its way into a lot of Treefolk and also non-Treefolk decks. But it's definitely interesting that you have a card that is a forest by its types that can be searched with fetch lands and other means like that, and it also provides other mana. So it's definitely a unique card that they chose to have in here, but it's one that has had a history of being played as well. From there, we have Shivan Gorge. So taps for 1 generic mana to your mana pool, and it also has an ability for 3, 2 generic and 1 red tap, and it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So Shivan Gorge is another EDH awesome card, just because for 3 mana it's able to deal damage to each opponent. So if you're playing like a huge multiplayer game, that 3 mana to deal damage is pretty nice. But again, this may seem to most people as one of those cards where it's kind of lackluster. I believe in the past it was one of those cards that could get around the Circle of Protection cards and anything that would restrict the red decks from trying to deal damage. because, well, I mean, it's a land that produces damage from it. It's just able to deal damage, so it's, in a sense, colorless damage. But the Shivan Gorge is definitely very nice looking. From there, we have Vesuva, so another awesome EDH card, and very playable as far as competitive goes, and it's going to be another fun card for casual players as well. But it enters the battlefield tapped as a copy of any land on the battlefield. So whatever your opponent has, if they have some really awesome land that you want, you can copy it with Vesuva and have it on your side of the field as that land, which is really awesome. It lets you kind of appropriately fix your mana based on like what your opponent's playing, and if you're playing against multiple people in EDH, you can just kind of take advantage of it and just kind of take the best thing that's on the field or the most appropriate thing towards what you're playing. And then we have Windbrisk Heights. So this is another card that was really awesome back in the day. Windbrisk Heights has the Hideaway ability, so it enters the battlefield tapped. When it does, look at the top 4 cards of your library, exile 1 face down, and then put the rest onto the bottom of your library. So it taps for 1 white mana to your mana pool, and then for 1 white in tap, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost if you attacked with 3 or more creatures this turn. So it's definitely the token player's favorite card to play around. Windbrisk Heights is just a huge and tremendous card in being able to swing with a lot of dudes and then just be able to resolve off some big threat for just that 1 white mana. So it's definitely very appropriate to see this card in the From the Vault Realms set. So that's the last card that we have here. So I think out of everything that we have here, my favorite things out of this set are probably the Dryad Arbor, also the Maze of Ith, and probably the Cephalid Coliseum, because I'm actually going to be playing it in Legacy for Dredge. But let me know what you guys think about this From the Vault Realms set. I think it's probably been one of the more better ones so far. But you guys can leave all of your comments and responses down in the, well, comment section down below. And remember to like, favorite, and subscribe for more daily Magic the Gathering content. Until next time, guys, have a wonderful, fun-filled Magic the Gathering day.